Hello there everybody, YouTube land, it's Diablo Drago back again with a new video. If you're wondering about the back-to-back uploading I've been doing for the last couple of days, I'm trying to make up for any lack of content that might be in for the next couple of weeks. Because I'm going to be having a weird day, a weird couple of weeks later on, so I hope you'll understand. It's just a few matters that need to get sorted out, so I hope you'll understand with the lack of content, so I'm trying to upload as much as I can. Hope you guys can understand. Anyway, with that out of the way, this is What If Deku was a Stand User, Part 6. Izuku has just defeated Muscular. He is shining golden as the dawn. He is more golden than the world. Talk about Dios stand the world. Or the world. Yep. Yeah, that was terrible. Anyway, Izuku has saved Koda. Izuku, who then brings him to the... meets up with Eraserhead, tells him about what's going on, how they're after Bakugo, and Izuku manages to get to Mandalay, tell her that Koda's alright. She delivers the message all throughout the camp to the students, and Izuku starts running through the woods. He is a man on the mission. And he runs into Shoji, who helps him when they run into the Berserk Dark Shadow. They realize that they need light to defeat him. But Izuku can produce light in this form. Can produce light, but it's not strong enough to take down the destructive Dark Shadow. So they need to find Todoroki and Bakugo, the only people who could produce enough light for this important task. They provoke him and start making him chase him. And Dark Shadow in the process does squish his Moonfish. And they meet up with Todoroki and Bakugo, who were fighting Moonfish. Yeah. They group together to protect Bakugo. They meet up with Uraraka. And Asui, I forgot her name for a minute. And Toga does fall in love with Izuku in this, but not because of how much his quirk injured him. It's because of the golden brightness of him. It somehow felt her attracted to him. And yeah, they find out that Mr. Compress had captured Bakugo and Tokoyami. And starts running off. Izuku starts going on full speed, and tackles Mr. Compress with everyone else behind him. And he does meet up with him. Unfortunately, he had fallen for the trick that Shoji did for Compress putting those dummy marbles in his pocket. The League of Villains do get away, and yeah, and both Tokoyami and Bakugo are captured. They're both captured. Bakugo is brought to the League of Villains, but Tokoyami is actually brought to All for One for processing. Luckily, the few days pass as they learn about the heroes planning on attacking the League of Villains. Izuku plans on going, no matter what. Kirishima follows, then Tenya, then Momo, and Todoroki, so on and so forth, like in the anime. They do go to the Momo manufacturing plant, where they see All for One. Izuku is the one who doesn't feel the shadow of despair around All for One. He sees that his teacher, Jotaro, is also there to fight him. And Izuku notices that all the villains had have been transported there thanks to All for One. And he notices Bakugo. They have to get him out of there. And All Might jumps in, causing enough of a distraction. Jotaro and All Might are getting their asses handed to them. All for One has actually seen some of Izuku's power due to reports from and sports special reports, so he took time to build himself up a bit more out of caution. Izuku then, with a similar plan as like in the anime, manages to save Tokoyami and Bakugo. Oh, and they do get out of there. Izuku, who is beside himself trying to figure out if he should go back or not. But then he remembers Jotaro's teachings. Jotaro, aka Jojo, told Deku about a power that may or may not be that Izuku may or may not have as well. It's the power of the world. He can briefly stop time for a couple of seconds, but a couple of seconds is all he needs. He needs for a fight. Izuku is still not sure if those couple of seconds could buy them enough time. All for One was not expecting to see the students there, but All Might and Jojo started charging up full blast. And the All Might versus All for One fight does go similarly, but Jojo was helping with a few auras throughout the fight. And then, in the moment of truth, where Jotaro used the stand to block one of All for One's attacks, and All Might had actually revealed his skinny form. All Might is almost out of One for All. He's gathering up all the embers for his final attack, and Jojo shares his trump card that he can only use for a few seconds, and a few seconds would be all they need. All for One has gathered quirks so he could fight Jojo since he realized what was going on. So he basically took quirks that would lessen any impact upon him so he can absorb or nullify any of the attacks that Jojo could do or anything. All Might goes along with this as he charges up the United States of Smash. And then instantly Jojo shouts, "Star Platinum, the world!" or something. Time stops, and he has to quickly, in the last few seconds, use Star Platinum to hack All for One. The seconds passed quickly, but he did manage to hit All for One unbattered a bit. And as All for One charges at All Might with that gigantic, weird fist, it just kind of freaks me out a little. Anyway, there goes and then with the help of Jojo, they do a United States of Smash and kind of a golden aura, let's say that, using the world. And they do defeat him. Jojo, being with them, had instantly jumped ranks to number 2 or 3 hero. Endeavor does become number 1. Big shock. And All Might is used up. He then, later on, he contacts Midoriya, and yeah, he does have that weird moment. Jojo is a little pissed at his student, but he realizes, Joestar Bloodline. Gotta get used to this. Jojo has no idea what's going on at some points, and he has every idea of what's going on, because it's the Jojo Bloodline. The students all together, the teachers decide to go for the dorm things, and Izuku, whose thing is probably the most interesting one, because both Jojo and All Might decided to go to his house. Ultimately, it's all agreed upon. They all go to the dorms. Izuku, they all have Izuku in Class 1A, they have that whole showing off rooms thing, and so forth. And then they have to prepare for the provisional licensing exams. Frankly, everything goes similarly to the anime. Izuku has just train with some of the other students to help them and help himself master up more of his power. You can use 100% of One for All, no problem. And using his stand also helps a lot with multiple opponents. Let's see. Provisional licensing exam. They go in, they have to fight. Izuku is more armored up. Let's say that. He uses his aura as an armor to help defend himself from the attacks of the other students. He does group together. He does meet up with Kami from Shiketsu, who is actually Toga. Big whoop. And yeah. Bakugo, and Todoroki do fail because it's not easy to change a person's personality, and plus Togaru is still fighting with some inner darkness, let's say. Anyway, everything goes pretty much the same as the anime. No big whoop. And then they meet up with the third year. Here's because Bakugo, instead of fighting Deku, they actually had a little talking out because he didn't receive a lot of... He did figure out what was going on between him and multiple heroes. Yeah, sorry about that background, brother. Anyway. And they decide to settle this at a different time, because it's not a good time, it's because it's the League of Villains. They have to be prepared. Anyway, sorry about that. And they meet up with Mirio. Deku actually does beat Mirio. Let me explain. Due to his stand and extra training, his observational senses are a lot better. And when Mirio... this is something I figured out on my own for the show. When Mirio pops out of the ground, there's a brief moment that he can actually be hit. It all depends on your reflexes and speed. Right after he pops out of the ground, immediately is where Deku manages to sock him in the gut and send him back. Mirio is surprised. No one's ever done that before. He concedes, because he knows if this fight goes on any longer, Izuku would probably win. And yeah, everything goes the same. To be continued in Season 4, they say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I rambled a bit, so sorry. And sorry about the current noise. My brother's acting up with something. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. And I hope to see you in later videos. See you later. Plus Ultra.